Alright, I'm Abraham Jones. Today I'm here with.
Jill Kane.
Okay, so, we just gonna talk to you about love today. That's cool with you?
Yeah, good. They good.
Most couples say they are married because they love their spouse. What do you think love is?
For real, love underrated. You say you love somebody, but this shit only really goes so far. I don't know. I don't really have a good point of view on love. Like I said, you can say you love somebody, but that shit only goes so far. Everybody for themselves at the end of the day, for real.
Yeah.
If you do find somebody you love, hold on to that whoop. But
Facts.
love underrated, for real. I ain't fucking with it.
Yeah, sure. I feel like love is like the ones, your day ones, like the ones you grew up with, the ones you like your mama, your dad, the ones that took care of you. You know what I'm saying? That's what love is for real. Like what they do, what they did for you. You know what I'm saying? People that do stuff for you without asking, for real. Like that's love, for real. Like they really care about you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But I agree with what you said too, though. So what are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
I honestly feel like if you gonna love somebody, love them the way that you want to be loved.
Right.
Treat that person the way that you want to be treated. After that, you really ain't have no underlying questions. You know what I'm saying? As long as you do that, just treat people how you want to be treated, love people how you want to be loved. And then that is what it comes down to, for real.
Facts. What do the informants think about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood, remarriage, and illegitimacy in American communities? For example, the problems of violence and teenage pregnancy are beginning to manifest themselves in a kind of nihilistic destruction in the ghetto that is reflective of lost hope, low self-esteem, and breakdown of the family. What are we experiencing in the African American communities today regarding of the family, marriages, and remarriages as the same compared to the people we are interviewing were growing up? If not, why?
I think we probably put our emphasis on the wrong things. We probably hold on to the past too much. We don't look forward to the blessings that we have, the opportunities that we have. We try to, as a community, as African Americans, we've been through a lot. But I feel like a lot of times people hold that as a not an advantage, but as a
grudge,
as a grudge type thing. And like at the end of the day, everybody has the same 24 hours. A lot of people are less misfortunate, but we all have the same 24-hour. Life is gonna be what you make it. So I don't really put too much emphasis on this, that, and the third. We as a people just gotta come together and learn how to move as a people and prosper. We can't too much put blame on this, that, and the third until we put forth effort to change shit ourselves.
Okay, how do you feel about teenage pregnancy?
I don't know. I ain't had my first child till I was 24, so I don't know. When I was a teenager, I wrapped it up because I knew I couldn't afford no children. So I can't really, I can't really speak on too much of teenage pregnancy.
Okay.
I guess, just wrap it up. At the end of the day, just wrap it up.
Right. So, what are the problems, with black people today? What are the causes of it?
I don't know. I can't speak for everybody. I'm black, but I can't speak for everybody. I ran into problems, but we all gonna run into problems. At the end of the day, just don't make no excuses. You set you a plan, you set you a goal, and you gravitate towards that goal. Because life hard for everybody.
Fact.
You might feel like it's harder for you because of the color of your skin, and at times it may feel like that. It may be true, but you can't let that deter you from your goal. You can't let that deter you from where you're trying to go. Yeah. So no matter what you are, where you come from, you can be somebody, you can prosper. I don't let that get in my way. I never let any of that get in my way. So.
Okay, are they largely moral problems as claimed by some critics, or are they because of religious meanings no longer permeates the everyday life of Americans?
It's definitely harder being an African American, especially a black African American male.
Right.
But get your shit together. It's harder, so the obstacles we face. Everybody faces obstacles, and life is about conquering them obstacles. I don't believe in making excuses. I'm not gonna say, I had it more hard because I was black, even though I may have. I never let that get in my way. I never let that get in my way. I love the color of my skin. I love my people. And I'm going to continue to be me. I'm going to continue to prosper. All that.
I'm Abraham Jones, and this is
David Lee.
And we're going to be talking about marriage and love today. Most couples say they are married because they love their spouse. What do you consider love to be?
What do I consider love to be? I consider love to be simply understanding. You got to understand somebody to love them. You know, that old saying goes, you got to love yourself before you love anybody else.
Right.
I believe that to be true too.
I agree with you.
Yeah. So, but it's all about understanding. You know, it's a give and take. Love is a give and take. It ain't a one person's. You know what I'm saying? Somebody constantly giving. You know, if you keep giving and keep giving,
Don't drain them out.
you're depositing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know, you withdrawing. You gotta have something deposited back into you also. So.
What are the keys to a happy marriage or relationship?
The keys to a happy marriage and a relationship. Well, I put God first. You know what I'm saying? Not trying to sound cliche-ish or anything like that, but I'm 54 years old and I'm on my second marriage. My first marriage, you know, it was like, how can I say? Just to be honest.
A roller coaster?
No, not a roller coaster, I'm gonna be honest. It was more like a fantasy, like what I thought it should be, what I seen on TV and shit like that, you know what I mean? As you get older, you start to learn certain things, what to do, what not to do from other people, right. You know. I put God first, you know. The Bible says, you know, you're supposed to, a husband's supposed to love his spouse, his wife, like he does the church.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I try my best, you know, to put my woman first in everything I do. You know what I mean? She eat before I eat. You know what I mean? I learned today when I get paid, I bring my money home. You know what I'm saying? So it's little stuff like that, you know, not being selfish, you know, being more selfless than selfish. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what that is.
Okay. So I agree with everything you just said. Okay. Especially with the God part. Yeah, the God part with the husband should love his wife like he love the church. Okay. What do you think about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood, illegitimacy in American communities? Black or white, it don't matter. Just the whole world.
First, I'll start with divorce. It goes back to the first question that you asked me about love. You know, if you really truly love somebody, you know, you got to take the bad with the good. And we say that a lot, but if you notice, like when the minister says, you know, for better or for worse, through sickness and in health, through death do us part. You know, a lot of people don't hold that to be sacred. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They don't hold that to be sacred. Right. It's like the marriage itself, everything is beautiful. She got the long gown and you walking down there and daddy giving her away. Yeah. You got this big cake and all that. And you got all these bridesmaids and grooms and all. You got the whole shebang, right? Yeah. But then after that, then what? Because hard times are gonna come. Right. Somebody gonna get sick. Somebody gonna lose their job. Yeah. Can you weather that storm? You understand what I'm saying? Right. So, I personally now, because like I said, it's my second marriage, I don't believe in divorce. You know what I'm saying? I didn't believe in it then. I didn't believe in it then. But I knew I had done so much wrong for 18 years. Right. You know, then I caught that prison bed, and once I came out, I had gotten better mentally. I knew what I did wrong. Right. So I'm trying to right those wrongs, but she was still stuck in that, what I did. You know, she wanted to work it out, but she didn't know how to let go of what was done back when. And I get it. Today I get it. You know. So with the two kids that we had, you know, coming up, that arguing over and over every day and stuff like that, you know, I didn't think it was good for them mentally. So that happened. But today I don't believe in that. I believe in, you know what I'm saying, working it out and putting my best foot forward, not looking at what she does, but what I do. Now, as far as the one of the other things you said was about cohabitation.
Yeah.
You gotta define that for me. I mean, I know what cohabitating means, but in
I can tell you right quick.
yeah, in what context?
In today's society, like, you know, every
Like living together, not
living
married
together,
and stuff
yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
To each his own. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you what Scripture said, but I won't do that. You know what I'm saying? If it works for you, it works for you. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. You know, I'm not staying with some. One second. I'm not living with somebody that I'm not married with. You know what I'm saying? I can't do that. You know what I mean? There has to be some type of commitment. You know, some type of contract. It doesn't have to be on paper contract, but it has to be a contract between me and you. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not doing that. The other thing you said was something about
Single parenthood.
single parenthood. There's a lot of that going on, and I know you know that.
Yeah. Especially in 2023.
It is what it is. You know, a lot of sisters think that they don't need a man to raise a child. I kind of disagree with that. Then you got the prison system. You got a lot of brothers that just want to, what I call smash and grab. They want to hit it and run.
Yeah.
But you don't know when you hit it, you don't know if you left a seed there. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that seed needs to be taken care of. Single parenthood, you don't have to live together to make sure that the child is good. If there's a child involved or children involved, you know, just make sure that the children is being taken care of. But we live in them times now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We live in them times now, and it just is what it is, man. You know, it is what it is.
Remarriages.
Remarriage. Well, I'm in that game right now. And it's been 6 years. It'll be 6 years in June. And it's good. You know, if you learn from, being that the topic is remarriage, if you learned from the previous marriage, you know, the do's and the don'ts. You know, I've learned. You know what I mean? I've learned. I'm pretty sure she has too, because she's been married. This is her second marriage. You know, so we don't bring in this marriage what we took out of or had in that last marriage, you know. And it's a beautiful thing if, you know what I'm saying, if you put God first. I ended with that. Put God first.
That's a good answer.
Got another question?
What is the problems and what is the causes of those social problems and stuff like that in today's society?
Oh my God. I would say that it's a lack of understanding. I would say it's a lack of a two-parent home. Some women have grown to be. Some women have grown to have to take the role of the man.
Yeah.
The man. So they come with this. They come with this Brody attitude. You know, like because they've taken care of themselves. You know, they had to take care of themselves, and their mothers didn't have a man in their life to, you know, to fill that gap. So the mother had to do it. And I think it's the same thing on the other hand, like you, with the brothers. You know what I mean? It's like they took on a lot of feminine
Feminine ways.
They took on a lot of feminine ways and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, it's a gumbo of different stuff, man. From where I stand, you know. Will it get better? I don't think so. I think it's one of those that'll get worse before, if it gets better. Yeah. You know what I mean? So.
Christopher Williams.
Okay. And we just gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying, love and family and stuff like that. Most couples say that they are married because they love their spouse. What do you think love is?
Technically, it's just being there for one another, being able to talk about, you know, deep situations, what you're going through, and just keeping it real and 100 with each other.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that. Okay, what are the keys to being happy, or, well, what are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
Honesty. honesty, loyalty, and trust. That's it.
Cause you feel like you can't trust them, then
You feel
they
if
can
you
do
can't
anything.
trust somebody, then you shouldn't be with them. You know what I'm saying? If you have to go about your way, or always have to second guessing or feel like something wrong, then you should be with that person.
This
you know what I'm
is
saying?
just like being honest and stuff
Yeah,
too. Like
yeah.
if you can't trust them, or like you don't trust them to be honest with you, then it's like
if I feel like you ain't honest with me, then you feel me. It ain't no point.
it ain't really love. It ain't no
Yeah,
relationship.
If it ain't no trust in it, those, it ain't no love in that.
Okay. So, what do you think about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood, and remarriages in American communities?
Shit, it's just hard, bro. I feel say, cause a lot of shit. I come from, just having my mom though. You know what I'm
Just
saying?
your mom?
So, yeah, just my mom.
Okay,
so,
single parenthood?
Yeah, I ain't had no dad, so she was the father and the mother for me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So.
And you can elaborate on that, how that was growing up. I mean, you can tell where you from. And
I'm from here. I'm from Opelika, Alabama.
okay.
27. Grew up with just my mom. My dad never around. You know what I'm saying? I got a little sister down here.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was just hard, bro. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had that person in my life, telling me what's wrong and what's to do and what not to do. So shit.
Okay.
But other than that, I'm here.
So how it was like with your mama, like working and stuff like that? She was always gone, or was she at home?
Well, I can say it was kind of hard for me, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because my mom, she's in a nursing home. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
She in her early 40s. And that came due to, some health situation she had and dealing with the stress from me, coming up as a child. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got my mom right now. My mom's in a nursing home in Davie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they just had that mass shooting that.
Yeah.
I know you seen that.
Yeah, in Davie.
Okay. I respect that. So I got one more question for you. What are the causes of those social problems, saying like, single parenthood and stuff like that growing up? And are they largely moral problems as they claim to be by the critics, or are they religious meanings like no longer, promotes everyday life in America?
So what was you asking me? What was the question?
Like what are the causes of like divorce and single parenthood and remarriages?
I have to say sometimes it might just not work out. You know what I'm saying? Some people might have different routes they want to take. It might not just it might not be.
Yeah, it might not meant to be.
It might not meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't force that on anybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like if it's gonna work, it's gonna work. You know what I'm saying? If y'all for each other, hey. But
if it ain't, it's like
if it ain't, it ain't, man.
Okay.
But that's it.
Do you think that's because of like the moral, like? You think it's like a large moral problem, or you think it's because of
divorce and all that is because
religion?
people cheating and just doing different stuff. It ain't
Different
because of
morals.
it ain't because of no religion.
Okay.
Yeah, it ain't because of no religion or nothing like that. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah. I appreciate it, man.
Yes, sir,
That's the
man. I
interview.
appreciate it.
I'm Abraham Jones, and today I'm here with.
Nehemiah Tyner.
Okay. So we're gonna just talk about love. That's fine with you. Okay. Some couples say that they are married because they love their spouse. Today, what do you describe love to be, or what do you think love is?
I mean, it's got to be unconditional. It's got to be a 50-50 on both ends. You can't just sit there and say you love somebody and say it and not show it. You have to show it.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's all you got to say about
yeah.
love? Okay. What are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage? If you could elaborate on that.
Well, the main one in my case is communication. You got to have communication. You got to be able to talk. Mm-hmm. Even when you're upset and mad about it, you still got to be able to cool off, come back, and then talk about it. So that's just bottom line. You got to have communication.
Communication.
Let's see what else.
You got another big factor in that plays in it. I know it's more than just communication.
It's more than communication, but you got to have love for one another. Period.
Yeah.
People nowadays, they call themselves in love, but it's the wrong reason. So you have to be able to do for one another. But communication is the big thing, though.
Communication the biggest one? Okay, agreed. What do you think about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood, and remarriages? You could talk about, like, if you know anybody that went through any of those things, or if you're going through it, you can just talk about it.
I mean, to be honest with you, I don't even know anybody that went through a divorce or a single parent.
Really?
I don't.
Yeah, that's amazing right there. But how do you feel about it? Like remarriages and divorces and illegitimacy, you know what I'm saying? With stuff like that today.
I mean, in today's society, you got to be careful who you bring your kids around.
Yeah.
You know, you got to first get to know that person. And, you know, if that person is to the point where they're comfortable with kids or they have kids, then, you know, once y'all get to know each other, then invite them over to, or her over to, you know, meet the kids. As far as single parenting go, my advice is to go get it. Take care of your kids. Sooner or later, somebody walk into your life.
Okay. One more question for you today. So what are the causes of, like, those social problems that I just named? And are they largely morale problems as claimed by some critics, or is it because religious, like, meanings and stuff like that no longer really is prevalent in today's, you know what I'm saying, society in America?
Wow. I mean, I guess people fall out of love with each other. I guess I don't know really what to tell you.
Like, it just didn't work out, huh?
Didn't work out.
Okay. So you don't feel like divorce is bad or
some
nothing
people,
like that?
I mean, it's not, but to each his own. Some people get divorced over financial problems. Some people get divorced over because the spouse is running with somebody else, over here seeing somebody else and whatnot. But, you know, those are really like the biggest things. Financial issues and the spouse cheating with somebody else. And,
Right.
I mean, I don't think it's nothing religious.
Okay. All right, well, man, that's all I got for you today. You know what I'm saying? Good talking to you. Thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
All right.
Y'all have a good day.
Today I'm Abraham Jones. I'm here with
TaMarcus Warren.
All right, and I got a couple of questions for you today. Okay, so most couples say they are married because they love their spouse, right?
Right.
So what do you think love is?
Love should come from the heart, you know. I think love is two people getting together, get to know each other, date each other, and really figure each other out, you know.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's all you got for love?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I come up with.
Okay. What are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
Communication. That's number one, you know. Like I said,
Everybody been saying communication. Like, spice it up. Give me something else, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know marriage is like, communication is like a big part, but like
I ain't never been married. I've been in a relationship, you know.
okay,
But,
you can speak on that.
like I said, like my number one is communication. If you can't communicate with nobody, you can't
Okay, give me
Trust.
Three. Give me three of them.
trust. You gotta be able to trust each other to be in a relationship or be any type of community. It's just like, well, in a friendship, regardless. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's friendship.
One more.
Honesty. You gotta be honest with yourself, your partner, most of all yourself, because you know it starts with yourself.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. All right. So what do you think about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood, and remarriages in America today? Just about all those in one bag. Like, what you think about all of them?
I'm gonna just speak like this. If you gonna commit to somebody and being divorced, you should be able to work things out. You know, just don't get married just to get married, because that's like a big topic or big trend or something going on right now. So I feel like work things out if you can. You know,
like I said, it all boil down to the communication, the honesty, and the trust. You know, if you don't have those 3 things, so you should be in a relationship. You should be working on yourself.
Right.
That's pretty much it, what I got to say.
Okay, I got one more question for you today. All right, so what are the causes of those things that I just listed? Like, what are the causes of those social problems? Is it because of a large morale problem? With, you know what I'm saying? Some critics will say that. And then, or is it because of wrong religious beliefs?
I'm going to say the biggest one is social media. That's a big cause. You know, everybody want to be like somebody else instead of being like themselves.
Right.
Social media, family members, I should say. But putting your mom and dad in your relationship and stuff like that. I say that's one of the things too, because if you tell somebody about your relationship problem, they're going to look at that person totally different than what they've been looking at them. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, fact.
So that's probably about my biggest keys right there I can really think of right now. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I agree with it too. Social media, like, stay off of social media, man. All right, I'm Abraham Jones. Today I'm here with
Joshua Woods.
Okay, so I got a couple of questions about love to ask you. Okay, so most couples say that they married because they love their spouse, right? So what do you think love is?
I think love is when you two people really sit down, find out, you know, they know each other, find out what the do's and don'ts. Basically start a friendship. I think friendship brings love.
Facts.
So
that's a different answer, and nobody said that one yet.
yeah,
So,
yeah. Friendship brings love.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Okay, so what are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
Like I said, first start off with friendship. 2, learn that person. 3, you know, as men, we have to break ties from our old going to a new relationship. So, you know, they're probably some not, they're not always accurate, but they're just some advice. Yeah.
What do you think about divorce, cohabitation, single parenthood? Like, it could be male or female, you know, single mothers, single fathers, and remarriages and stuff like that. Would, like, just elaborate to me about that. How you feel about it?
I feel like no woman should never be a single parent. They always should have a father because it takes 2 to make 1.
Right.
So I always feel like that. From a man's standpoint, being a single father, I feel like a woman should always be intact with him, even though they're not still together or not. Marriage and divorce, I mean, it's more become of a business. It's not a relationship no more, because once you get married, it more become of a business. And you know, once y'all get divorced, you know, we got to split the money, who got most, so
Kids
and all of that. So it's more of a, I just say divorce is more of a business point. So that's hard to touch on with me, for me to say something about that.
Okay. And then I got one more question. So what are the causes of those social problems, like single parenthood and divorces and all that stuff? Like, what you think is the main cause of that? In America though, like only in America, specifically black, you know what I'm saying?
Well, cheating. I think that's the main one. Cheating, comparing your life to social media could be one. But I think the main one is cheating, you know. It just, you know, men cheats. Just
women cheat too though.
Women do cheat, but I just feel like I feel like more women could be more faithful, but like I say, as a man, we cheat because it's like a sport.
Yeah, fact.
You know, it's like a sport. So it's not that we doing it to be, you know, mean and all, but I think it's just like when men cheat, it's like a sport.
It's like a game.
It's like a game.
Yeah.
So
you can pull the most girls.
Right. Just like I was watching an interview, a guy was saying like a girl can have sex with 100 guys, they gonna be labeled her as a, you know,
a hoe.
Basically. So, and when a man, we had sex with over 1,000 girls, they gonna label us as a player.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, it's kind of hard to predict that situation. So, I'll just leave it at that right there.
Okay, that's a good answer. Shit, that's all I got for you today, man. I appreciate it.
All right.
And what's your name?
Angel.
Okay. Most couples say they are married because they love their spouse, right? So what do you think about love?
I think love is a beautiful thing. It takes a lot of patience and endurance. Be willing to compromise, but not compromise yourself, but like, work with each other. It has to be a partnership.
Okay. What are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
Again, being partners, working together. You gotta have the love though, like that gotta be in there. Your partner, if you can't look at them and feel like flirty and the love part, like they might just be your friend, but you gotta have that intimacy, be able to keep dating one another. Like, don't get so complacent in your relationship where it dwindles out. Keep the fire burning. But and you got to keep God first, period.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
Oh,
you got to keep God first.
You got to. Without him, you don't know how to love. And so otherwise you'll let past hurt or anything in your life be the leading love of your life, and that ain't gonna lead you nowhere. But if you don't know the love of Christ, you don't know how to love. Period.
Okay. So since you said all that, what do you think about divorce, cohabitation, and single parenthood in America today?
I think it's at an all-time high because you got women who feel too independent. You got men who not raised by fathers and don't know how to be good husbands. And so me personally, I feel like it's just an attack of the enemy. But at the end of the day, you have to be led by God to have your partners being chosen for you or whatever.
I'm here with
Tiffany.
Okay, I got a couple of questions for you today about love. Most couples say that they are married because they love their spouse. What do you think love is?
I think love comes with just being content with somebody that you're with. Some people do love the other person, which is what's the driving force in longevity. But some people settle for whatever is comfortable.
Okay, I agree with that. Okay, what are the keys to a happy relationship or even marriage?
Communication.
Everybody said that.
Yeah, I would say communication is the number one key. Everything else outside of communication, that depends on the person and the couple.
Hey, what about God?
Yeah, you need God in a relationship. But once again, like I said, that depends on the people and after communication, because some people might feel like they don't need God. Some people might strive off of the universe. So that's why I said it's up to the person. But for me, it would be first it would be God, communication, and then just awareness of each other.
What do you think about divorce and single parenthood and remarriages in America today?
Divorce is pretty high, especially after the pandemic. People realize. Sorry, I forgot we were on camera. Divorce, I say, is pretty high, especially after the pandemic. A lot of people realize that who they were with wasn't really the right person they should have been with. Time shows you a lot of things. Single parenting, that's been always. You got plenty of single parents out here doing what they got to do. Some just not doing what they need to be doing. But that's neither here nor there. I'm not here to pass judgment. About remarriage, I mean, if you find somebody that's better, why not remarry them? It's just on the person.
Okay, so what do you think are the causes of like remarriages and divorce and single parenthood and stuff like that? Do you think it's because of religion or is it because of like moral beliefs or something like that?
I can't say. I don't want to say it's religion, because religion teaches you that God can make all things new and that he can restore all things. So the fact that people are getting divorced, that I would like to say that's a lack of belief. I think what drives to it is just the difference in opinions and lack of communication and not being aware of the next person's feelings, emotional needs, physical needs, and just spiritual needs as well.
Okay, that's all I got for you today. Thank you for the video.
Dorothy Bannerson.
Okay, so most couples are married because they love their spouse. What do you think love is?
Love is respecting, communicating, and sharing everything together.
Okay. What are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage?
Communication and trust.
Everybody say that.
Yes, that is the main thing right there.
Okay.
If you got that, you okay, you good. That trust,
Can you elaborate a little bit more on that? If you don't
like
mind?
trusting. I mean, we can be our individual self, but still trust. I can go out with my friends, and he can trust me, and then love him no matter what he's going through. So, my key to me is for a healthy marriage is trust and communication.
Okay, I agree with you. What do you think about divorce, cohabitation, and single parenthood in American communities today?
Can you repeat that question, please?
What do you think about divorce, cohabitation, and single parenthood in American communities?
I mean, it's something that's gonna happen if you got to do it. As far as divorcing, if I'd rather get out of a marriage being with somebody if it's not working and you're unhappy, and then single parent, either the male or female. I mean, whoever's stuck with the child, do the best they can with the child. So I mean, I know mostly everybody focus on single moms, but I also know single dads too.
Single dads,
So
for sure.
it can be tough. So if you have somebody to like help you out or
Especially
have
if you like have low income, a lot of kids. Huh?
right, yes. So good support system is good.
How do you feel about it though? Like you don't agree with divorce?
I
or-
mean, I do because I've never been divorced before. So I
Okay.
definitely agree with divorce. If you're not happy, you it's an abusive relationship.
Get up out of there, huh?
Get out of there. Why waste your
Okay.
time with it? Yes.
Okay. I got one more question for you. What are the causes of these social problems that I just stated? And are they because of like moral beliefs or is it because of religion?
Both. Because I know some pastors, try to, they try to lecture on marriage and relationship, and sometimes it's for the good, and sometimes it's for the bad. But if you and your spouse are not on the same page, it's not going to work.
Right.
So I mean, if you're having problems, if you need counseling, something like that, I agree to it. Whatever you think gonna help you, make you happy.
Right.
Because depression is a real thing.
Nah, it's real, for sure.
Depression and stress. So it's for each individual or relationship to determine what they might need. So, and then too, if you got a partner, y'all on different religious beef, that can be a problem too. Because if I believe in Jehovah's Witness, he believe in Baptist or Southern Baptist, you got some issue because some things that my religion might not want me to do, and he'll do so. You have to get on that before you even get into a relationship if you a big believer in some type of religion.
Okay, that's respect right there.
Yeah.
So thank you for all the interview today. All right. You have a good day.
All right.
My name's Ant White.
All right. So most couples say they are married because they love their spouse. So what do you think love is?
Man, I think love is a connection and a bond. I think love is what will hold us together sometimes when we don't get along. So I think you gotta have love. I think love is like an ingredient to a cake. I think you gotta have more than love, but I think love is like the biggest part. So I think you do need love. I know you need love amongst other things.
Okay, yeah, I agree with that too. So the second question is, what are the keys to a happy relationship or marriage, if you've ever been in one?
So I've not been married. I want to put that out there. But I've been in a long relationship. So just to say the keys, I would think the largest thing that you want to do is want to get to know your partner so that y'all can like take up for the other things that y'all might be weak in. So it's like in one area you may be strong, then she's weak, or vice versa, she's strong, you're weak. I think you all have to kind of like let each other take the role of being who you are. So get to know who they are so y'all can, be better at taking care of one another.
Okay, yeah, that's a good explanation of that. What do you think about divorce, cohabitation, and single parenthood and remarriages in American communities in today's society?
Man, I think a lot of things are commercialized. So when I say that, I think it's easier to give up when we shouldn't, and I think also sometimes we stick in when we should leave. The thing that I think that matters the most is that understanding that the little ones don't have as much say-so as the bigger ones do. So if you have some little ones involved in your situation, you have to act like a bigger one so that the little one definitely gets what they need. So what I'm basically saying is take care of the kids. You know, if you gotta do certain things to take care of your children, they didn't ask to be here. So give them the best shot they can in life. And then after y'all have got them squared away, then y'all can do what y'all need to do. So most of the time you're gonna have to be as the word I'm looking for, most of you have to be compromising to a certain extent, but you need to make sure you take care of the smaller ones.
Do you agree with it? Divorce, per se, or single parenthood?
Well, man, there's a lot of situations. I would really wish that we wouldn't have to divorce people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like once you chose your person, I wish that would be your person, but all the time, sometimes we don't choose well. And then in certain situations just get dangerous. Sometimes it's bad for your health. So, you know, you always have to take care of yourself.
Out of there.
Yeah, but I wish more people would get married for the right reasons so they could stay married.
Till they die.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
To death do them part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think
that's what all marriage
that.
is about. It's like true love, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, honor
that person that you married.
I agree with that.
Okay. One more question for you. So what are the causes of divorce and cohabitation and single parenthood in today's society? Is it because of largely moral problems as claimed by some critics, or is it because of religious beliefs in everyday life in America?
Man, I think the religious beliefs have been tossed out, and I think that's a problem. But we've replaced some of our beliefs by some of the mechanical things we're being shown. Just for instance, a lot of people really don't know, like when it comes down to certain numbers, court systems make money off of divorce. Court systems make money off of child support. So to know that as a systematic way, people go through things because it makes other people money, I think that's kind of bad. As a society, we've kind of gone to where it's more capitalism than it is us really counting on each other as people. So I think more is being driven by the money. I think the money is divorce court is expensive, and divorce filing paper and all that type, alimony, all that, whatever you got to do is expensive. Child support, and like you said, when you say cohabiting, I think people do that as a way to avoid some of the expenses that go along with people splitting up. So I think a lot of times when you say cohabitation, people trying that as a last-ditch effort to kind of hold it together. And I think that's where we are. I think cohabitation is better than us just splitting, because if we can cohabitate, usually there's something there that we can cultivate. So honestly, man, I just think as a nation, man, we just too focused on money. And that's how a lot of this stuff gets onto us like this, bro, where it's so easy for people to walk away from a relationship, or so easy to walk away from this stuff. Because the court's saying, yeah, come on, we got you. We'll give you a divorce just as fast as we gave you a marriage license. And that ain't right.
Well, that's all I got for you today, man. Thank you.
Appreciate you.
All right.
Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.